What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Mowry says her recent divorce and marriage was a success. She says, I did not fail, I simply graduated. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
My marriage was a success.
Yeah.
Okay.
I look at it as like a curriculum when you're in college or high school, right? You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, you're creating. And I was able to create with Corey some beautiful, amazing children. And at the end of that curriculum, and at the end, there's a graduation, there's a celebration. So that's basically, how I'm looking at it now. And I feel like people when they look at marriage, that success equals longevity. But no, at the end of the day, are they happy?
Wow. So guys, this video is going to be really beneficial for a particular type of man. And it's men who still plan to get married, whether you plan to sign a prenup or, I've talked about me not having papers involved at all because I've said I believe marriage and probably will get married. Or for men who are just like, F it, I just want a raw dog modern day marriage. Which is dangerous. I'm not in the business of telling men what to do when it comes to the marriage thing as far as like whether men should get married or not. I've been very clear about that. What I've encouraged men to do is be as informed as possible, and as a man, make the decision yourself. You're a man, you decide. But I have to address this today. Guys, we got to thank Mowry for really doing this because she's showing you how a modern woman views marriage. Modern woman does not view marriage in terms of marriage success, longevity, the kids growing up in a two-parent household. No, she views marriage as an experience. And as soon as she's no longer enjoying that experience, she leaves.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
That's today's coffee. If you've ever wondered what type of mindset, the type of woman who is most likely to leave a marriage, initiate divorce fast, not slow, we know she did initiate her divorce with her husband. And she's been going on some campaign to talk about her marriage. But listen to the words that she used, right? She doesn't view marriage, the longevity of marriage, staying married, raising up kids up until adulthood, as a successful family and marriage. No, it's all about the experience. This is the modern view of marriage. Pay close attention to these women who you're taking seriously to date long term, and eventually maybe some of you marry. I know there's a lot of guys who are not going to do that thing. Cool. I get it. But this right here, a woman who thinks like this, talks like this, if you're dealing with a woman who listens to this and says, you know what, I agree with that, that is an obvious red flag. Marriage is not some class that you take. Marriage is not some curriculum or some degree that you can achieve. And then when you're not feeling it right, you quit that job or just leave and you still get congratulated. This is that modern day view of marriage is everybody wins, nobody effed up, which Mowry did F up her marriage by leaving her marriage. Her husband did not want her to leave. He hasn't spoken publicly on this situation, but in the last video I did when I was talking about their marriage, I did share a story post that he says anything that's done in emotion or something like that you will regret. Of course, directed towards her. But you don't get an 8th or 10th place trophy just for being in the race. Nah, if you quit, you tap out. That's a failure, right? It's a failure to your marriage. It's a failure to your children, especially because her children are still young. And so guys, again, I can't stress this enough. And this is the part where I'm talking to my guys out there who would still consider getting married. And I know the comments, guys, are going to be, if you get married and you up, it's your fault. It will be your fault. Take the responsibility. But another way you can decrease the chances of your marriage failing is to make sure you avoid women who think like Mowry when it comes to divorce. And what's interesting about this chick is she's almost the exact opposite of her sister. They're twins, exact opposite of her sister. Her sister's in a marriage where she says, my man leads. She has said from her own lips that I am with an alpha male, right? She said that on television. And if you just compare and contrast the two different lives, you can see that Tia is in a whole different mindset than her sister. Very two different mentalities when it comes to marriage and relationships. And this is especially detrimental to a lot of young women that look up to this woman and will want to walk in her footsteps, right? Especially women who are on the fence. They'll see this and say, wait, I'm not failing. I'm actually graduating. Can you believe that shit?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Can't make this shit up. As always, we're going to check out some of these comments. A lot of people will surprise you in these comments, like I was surprised. I did kind of skim through a few of the comments. I don't usually do that. Usually a lot of my comments are, that I react to are pretty genuine. So our first comment here comes from a gentleman and it reads, reframing is a powerful technique to overcome challenges in life, such as divorce. The only issue with this is most people don't know that this is her trying to reframe a negative experience in a way that gives her hope for a better future. He goes on to say, and because of her celebrity, the younger generation might go into marriage thinking that one day they're supposed to graduate, in parentheses, and won't put in the effort to make marriage last a lifetime. And then he tagged his podcast there. It says at Relationship Podcast. Yeah, man, this guy brings up a very, very good point. There are young people who are going to watch this, who may currently be in situations where they're on the fence about initiating divorce in their marriage. And this type of thought process of looking at marriage as this thing that you don't have to see all the way through encourages women to initiate divorce, leave their men screwing over the husband, right, who's less likely to leave that marriage, screwing over your kids, your children. They're still developing. They need that family to be together. The job is not yet finished. It's not a graduation. You're leaving the job unfinished. You're leaving your, in her analogy, she's talking about marriage like it's a class. Well, you walked out of the class before you graduated. Even in the analogy, it doesn't make sense. But of course, modern women and men don't think that a two-parent household is important to raise up a family. And, you know, they're stuck on that tea.
I don't drink coffee.
We've got a comment here from a woman and it reads, you can hear the hurt in her voice. Yeah, she's trying to justify her decision. And the only way to wake up every morning and not think that you failed is to change the rules of the game, you know, for lack of better words, and say, you know what? In my reality, divorce doesn't mean failure. Next, we have a young woman here who says, I'm gonna start using this. LMAO, I've graduated from these niggas. Now, 21K plus likes. Exactly what I'm talking about. A young woman's like, yeah, you know what? I like the way she put that. Why? Because, hey, that way I don't have to answer to my mistakes. I don't have to take accountability. So it's a win-win. So we've got another comment here that reads, oh, she ain't going back to this nigga for sure. With the laughing emoji, 13K plus likes. Yeah, she's not going to go back to him, I don't think. Now, I assure you she will probably regret this decision because it doesn't get better from here. Women think they'll get better. Women think they'll find another guy. You'll find somebody. But your likelihood that you're going to take that same mentality of I can leave anytime, I don't have to see something through, you're going to repeat the same thing. We've got another comment here from a gentleman and it reads, she said that nigga failed his final exam, shaking my head. LMAO. So we've got another young woman here who says, I like this, ... I graduated. So she's like, hey, I graduated too from these niggas too, sis, with the laughing emoji, 9,000 likes. Another woman here says she's free and happy, and I'm happy for her. No need in staying somewhere you can no longer find peace and grow. This is why it's difficult to look at a single mother who left her marriage based on happiness and feelings and feel bad for that woman. I don't have it anymore just because you weren't happy. Because the problem with this is, again, it's about you, right? It's not about your kids and how they'll be affected. It's not about your husband and the promise you made to stick through sickness and health. It's about whether she feels happy or not. To these women, rest assured the wall is coming, and it's swift, silent, and deadly. Sometimes comes back around just to get you one more time. Another woman here says, I had 2 graduations. Look at this. Wow. 2 divorces, she says. She goes on to say, I'm gonna try to stay in school next time with this. You can't make this shit up, bro. The hug emoji. These women think this shit's a game. 7K likes. I'm assuming those are other women who've also graduated multiple times. These women have multiple degrees and have graduated from marriages left and right. Oh man. Yeah, we're living in a crazy time. We really are. Next, we have another comment that comes from a woman that reads, I adore Tia, but it's like she on a divorce campaign or something. While I understand and respect that this is her story, I don't get why she's continuously talking about their divorce publicly. Meanwhile, Corey, this is her ex-husband, hasn't said anything. When will we realize we don't owe anyone an explanation and things like this are private? Y'all haven't heard a word from Megan Good and her ex-husband. Why can't we practice just moving in peace? 2K plus likes. Yeah, I think the reason why Tia Mowry is going around on this like divorce campaign and having all these interviews is really more for her than anyone else. She can't sit back and have people speculate that she left a good man and the rumor is because he was broke. And I don't know if he's a good man, but from what people are saying, he's a pretty good guy. Not a lot of drama. And they're saying the reason why she left him is because he's at a low point financially in his life. But if that's the narrative and you sit back and you let people talk and spread that story, well, what do? You get on there and do what she's doing. So we've got another comment from another person that says, boy, y'all literally make up any scenario to make stuff sound good. Marriage ain't no damn college class, and you don't just attend marriage until you take whatever lesson you want from it. It's literally okay to say things didn't work out, but you're happy now. Stop minimizing marriage to be a thing. Women will not say things just didn't work out, but I'm happy now, because again, the promise made at marriage is through sickness and health. Whether I'm happy, whether I'm sad, doesn't matter. But do modern women mean it? No, they don't. Majority of them don't mean that shit. These women don't even know themselves. They're so lost. And so again, you gotta be careful if you're talking to a chick who bases her marital status, whether she's in it or out, on her feelings. Bro, you're insane to entertain a woman like that in today's age. Another woman here says, if you're supposed to leave a marriage because you're not happy, quotation marks, we're screwed. She's right. Happiness is a feeling that comes and goes. Again, more facts. Marriage is a commitment that says I'll stay with you in the valley too. She says, mind blown. 3K plus likes. Surprised that some of these comments that are speaking facts are getting hella likes on the Shade Room of all places. Another comment here reads, I adore Tia, but marriage is not a course or curriculum or contract. It is a covenant. I can see the attempt to reimagine her experience to make it more positive, but young people should know that those vows you invite God into mean something. It is a commitment to do what you said you would do, long after the feelings you said it in the past. It is a marathon, not a sprint. Glad you're healing, but vows are not commemorative speeches, ma'am. 2K plus likes. Another person here wrote, I've been trying to explain this for long and she nailed it. So they're talking about Tia Mowry. This chick sounds like she agrees with her. Some things aren't meant to last forever. Red flag. Doesn't mean they weren't a success. When we begin to understand that our happiness above all is what matters, feelings, then people will get this. Maybe some who don't get it might stay in unhappy marriages because they think that's what success is. 1,700 plus lost people. Such a horrible mindset to have. You can't accomplish anything in life with this type of mindset. You can't accomplish anything in life with the type of mindset of, if I am not happy, then I am leaving this thing. Because again, it's about a bigger picture. Highly accomplished people, whether it's in marriages or businesses, they don't commit to happiness. They stand for something. They commit to meaning, something that they believe in and have faith in to be true. And the problem with a lot of women is it's all about them. It's all about them. The gender with the most emotional roller coasters is basically given the button and told, hey, whenever you're not feeling this, You can push that button. All right. It's effed up. Another woman here says, no, ma'am, but I love you, though. So she's disagreeing with Tia. Got another chick here who says, Tia has a degree in psychology. Man, who cares? That's another red flag. Women with degrees in psychology, because modern society has taught them how to view relationships and marriages. It goes on to say, and her look at the brighter side is pretty darn witty. Not really. Pretty darn delusional. She goes on to say, girl, yes, graduate out of there with honor, dignity, and respect. She goes on to say, purpose left, so she went right along with it. Hope she continues to heal and celebrate her new beginnings. Next comment here. We've got a lot of comments. Awesome. I'm choosing happiness and peace over longevity with the man every day, all day. Guys, this is what you want to know about women who you deal with. And this is not even just marriage, right? This is just relationships too in general. You could benefit from understanding this about a woman. If she's the center in her happiness, she believes it should be the pinnacle of the relationship. Don't feel bad for that woman, right? Cut her off. Don't give in to her tears before she's revealed to you in action what she's told you she agrees with in words. This is the type of speech that you should avoid when dealing with women for long-term relationships. They will make your life a living hell, because if they are not happy, then they'll make sure that nobody's happy. Another comment here says, if the relationship / marriage was a success, why weren't you too happy? I don't get it. I don't understand it. And y'all really think you'll find love again in this dating pool nowadays? Laugh aloud, girl, bye. It's a mess out here, man. It is a mess out here. We're going to watch her struggle. Hey, more content for me. Another comment from a gentleman says, graduating to me is growing old together and reminiscing about the growth that you and your partner went through together. That's the real graduation. And finally, our last comment says, and this is why we must not let our emotions get the best of us. If you get married and expect to be happy all the time, then you have already failed. Marriage is a roller coaster, and it's the two individuals' job to maintain it. When those dull moments arise, it's their job to recognize it and work through it as a team. We don't graduate from marriage. And I agree. Guys, as always, I need to know what you think of this situation. Comment down below. And I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.